Falling once again. You're listening to World Combat Sports. What's good for a second one? Yep. I had to come back on here. Salute to everyone that's in the live chat, man. Michael Lewis in the building. Salute to you, OG. Scott, salute to you. Peace to everyone. Hey, what you think about Norman Jr. saying he whipped on Tank 18 rounds, the only 2 rounds? I say Tank won about 3 or 4 in that second one. You know, and Mike, hey, he was on earlier. He ain't lying. And people gonna take it the wrong way. Deshaun, what's good? Tom Brown in the building. Salute to everyone. Hey, you read the topic, right? It's flashing across the bottom of the screen. I don't know if people understand what's going on and what's being ignored in the sport of boxing, but once again, Deontay Wilder's name is up. You know what I'm saying? It's on the surface again. Mark Breland finally came out with a response video, and I briefly touched on it on another live, but it was for Stamina for Sale, with Spencer and the guys over in the UK. And immediately I said to myself, man, there was nobody over here in the US could have got that shit out of him. He haven't even spoke on it. It's been damn near a year, But of course, the UK media got it out of him. You know what I'm saying? With all this MT Global documentary that's come out with the BBC, all of a sudden this video comes out of, Mark Breland saying all this about Deontay Wilder. Now, of course, people, I'm going to say it and slice it. You know what I'm saying? He has every right to respond to what Deontay Wilder said. It's freedom of speech. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty much what he's saying, response to what Deontay Wilder has mentioned about Mark Breland. The most controversial thing is the fact that Deontay Wilder said he said that Mark Breland tainted his water, and he felt a different way in the ring. People automatically debunked it. You know what I'm saying? They basically didn't want to believe it. They didn't want to give it any attention except negative attention. And once again, the champ was on the front lines for what? For what again? Something that he had to defend. You know what I'm saying? If he wasn't defending his belt, he was defending from the haters, and now he was defending from firing Mark Breland, who was on his team when everybody else seen that he was undefeated, but yet they were saying fire your whole team. You need to get rid of everybody. Just go ahead, get rid of everybody. That means Mark Breland too. But like I said before, and I'll say again, this is what I'll say. How can you now come at Deontay Wilder about Mark Breland? All because Mark Breland is speaking out and everybody wants to come to the defense of the same person you was criticizing. How can you all of a sudden come back with this shit when you was criticizing Deontay Wilder's boxing skills? It's not difficult to understand. Like, you was criticizing his boxing skills. So one of those main components on Deontay Wilder's team was Mark Breland. Why aren't you criticizing Mark Breland for not stepping up with his decorated dang amateur history, all the badges that he achieved during professional boxing career? Why isn't there criticism as to why he wasn't able to do more, why he was on the team? So you're trying to tell me that the most prominent figure on the team that has the most outstanding boxing history, boxing credentials, he didn't have no effect or influence on training to the fact where he can speak to the champ and the champ respected him enough to say, okay, I'll work on that. I'll work on this. If you was there for that long period of time, you have culpability too. Well, you just there to collect a check, ride along with the team. You know, from what I'm hearing, Deontay Wilder's going to say in this audio that, you know, he pretty much broke bread and everything else with Mark Breland. Mark Breland was around his freaking family and everything. So this is what I want y'all to do. Just hold tight. I want to play this audio from 78 Sports TV on the interview that he did with the one and only bronze bomber, WBC world champion, Deontay Wilder.
You know, I know you heard all the ruckus surrounding your former trainer, Mark Breland, and making headlines. You know, he has a lot of things to say about you, saying that, you know, saying that you don't train, and all the guys you beat, he could have beat these guys and stuff like that, and saying that you can never beat Fury, even if Fury cheated, you can't beat him. You know, how do you feel about the statements that Breland is making right now?
You know,
what's going on, Denise? How you feel?
Yeah, all my brothers coming at
Salute
me
to you.
different ways. I didn't know what was going on, man. I just got notified of everything and stuff like that. I ain't even seen nothing, but everybody is everybody's saying the same thing and stuff like that. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy. Because I had this man around me for so long, you know what I'm saying? I don't want.
So let me just break it in right there. You know, the fact that Mark Breland said that he can defeat the opponents that Deontay Wilder fought. What is that? What is that exactly? If Mark Breland is saying he can defeat the opponents that Deontay Wilder fought, all of a sudden, what is he implying? He's implying that he has better skills than Deontay Wilder. He has equal skills to Deontay Wilder. The opponents that, because I'm looking at it like this, right? I'm trying to understand what Mark Breland meant by he can beat the opponents. Him. The last time I checked, I'm not sure what weight he retired at. If I'm pondering, I don't think it was heavyweight. But if he can defeat the opponents that Deontay Wilder fought, doesn't that put him on the same level as Deontay Wilder? I mean, what are you saying? You're a lesser of an opponent? Or are you implying that you can beat them now? I don't know. Are you saying that you are less of a fighter? I'm not sure where Mark is going with this. Like, if you're saying you can beat the opponents, more so you kind of telling the people that me, right now I could beat his opponents, which isn't true. And then also he implied the fact that Deontay Wilder never beat Fury. That's unfucking believable. You know, I mean, I guess they had to coach him up real nice before he got on the interview and come out here and say he'll never beat Fury. This is a man who was in the corner twice. So this leads me to say, damn, was something disingenuous going on with you, Mark? Like you now up here saying, okay, he'll never defeat Tyson Fury when you was on the team in the corner twice. And from what I heard, you left at the Staples Center. You left before the fight was over with. What kind of man is you to be on the team and just leave your fighter in the fucking ring and leave before the fight was over with? And then when it comes out, you know, it's like, well, I know why that happened. It's no excuse. You are the trainer. You didn't leave the MGM Grand when the fight was still going on. You know why? I can tell you why. Because you're the one throwing the towel. And then you had to jump up on the apron and explain to Deontay Wilder, who's bleeding all over the place, was in the heat of battle. He had to say, what the fuck you do that for?
Well, my family, my kids, I fed this dude. You know what I mean? Even when many people thought I outgrew him, many wanted me to fire him, but I kept him on board. You know what I'm saying? And to hear all these things that he's saying is crazy. It's like, I don't want to feel you, bro. I don't want to keep you around. You should have been gone a long time ago. But because of the love that I had, you know what I'm saying, to continue to give you a job and all that, even after the fact of all his medical issues that he has personally going on with himself.
So Deontay Wilder, a heartless individual, huh? So from what I'm hearing, Mark Breland has medical issues going on, right? So the caring person that Deontay Wilder is, he's pretty much saying, I still kept you around even though you had medical issues, which says that you're not 100% to be a part of the team. Because being a part of a team on a championship level such as Deontay Wilder, you have to be physically fit. You have to be mentally ready, right? So if he was pretty much keeping you around knowing that you had medical issues and everything, I think that's commendable. That's a salute. We just can't comb over that shit like it didn't happen. That's showing compassion and heart, right? Right? That's showing motherfucking compassion and heart, right? If you're not fully medically fit to be on the team, but yet the person that you're working for continues to keep you in place, that's showing compassion, right?
Still kept him around. And for him to betray me and say crazy stuff, and you know, it is a little hurtful, man, only for the simple fact of how close you had him around family. And even playing with your kids, you know, my firstborn, you know, I always used to play with her and shit like that. You know, there's always the one that's close in, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But God is good, though, bro. God is good, man, and things happen for a reason, you know. It just even furthermore allowed me to believe that he had something deeper rooted, you know, about me, and I can't understand why what the fuck I do? You know what I'm saying? What did I do? But now it's a blessing. He know what type of person I am. You know, he know I'm blessed. You know, I look out for people. I keep people in their homes, many families, even fighters.
Right.
I mean, there are many fighters out to keep them in their home, but people would never know about it because I don't exercise my action of reaching out to media to, hey, get this stuff, to show the world what I've done or what I contribute back to. You know what I'm saying? I don't care about that. Like, I don't care about people's, whatever their opinion or what they say about me. I never have. I'm just one that, when people's, like, I don't care about opinion because, you know, my actions don't speak for it all. But for it to be deeper embedded in him to feel a certain type of way, it's just like, where is it all coming from?
Right.
And all the stuff we did, is it because of where I am in life and your career was short? You know, I don't.
So he say, you know, pretty much like, hey, Mark Breland, where's all this coming from? Is there a central point as to what's driving this? Like, why you feel the way you do after all we've been through? You know, raising each other up like Where's all this coming from? And there has to be an underlying core issue as to why you feel the way you do. You know what I'm saying? He pretty much said, you know, amongst the medical issues, are you mad that your career was short and mine is the way it was? You know, it could be a lot of personal issues that's going on right there on how someone feel. But I'm just listening to the whole thing. Like, people are really giving a pass to the same person you criticize. Isn't that hypocrisy? Like, you're giving a pass to Mark Breland only to get back at Deontay Wilder. That's really, when you come down to it, that's not media shit. That's being vindictive and antagonistic. It's being all those combined into one, you know, jab at the champ once again. You want to make it personal. You motherfucking dipping the tip of the arrow in the poison. And look, you just find another way indirectly now to support Mark Breland, but yet vilify Deontay Wilder only because he let him go. But listen, we need to understand that this was the same person on the team when you were saying Deontay Wilder ain't shit. You were saying he ain't shit. He was undefeated, no losses. He ain't shit. Mark Breland was on that ain't shit team. Mark Breland was on that ain't shit team. He was there. But now all of a sudden I hear all the decorated boxing. These same people was criticizing the shit out of Deontay Wilder. Didn't give a fuck about Mark being on that team. None of that shit. Only until Deontay Wilder lost. Only until he fucking lost. You want to come up here and coddle Mark Breland. You want to coddle Mark Breland only when he lost, because your main primary focus is to go to Mark, act like you really support and fuck with Mark Breland, just to goddamn continue to denigrate freaking Deontay Wilder, to devalue who he is as a boxer and a person. That's what I see, because I can go back on a lot of people's lives before he even had one loss on his record. I can drop the links on several people's lives that never even spoke on Mark Breland. Never even gave a fuck about Mark Breland. Not until Deontay Wilder, the most hated boxer in the game, basically took it upon himself to reorganize his team. And once he reorganized his team, and Mark Breland was the one that was sent packing, along with everything else that happened with Tyson Fury, with the cheating allegations and everything, and then with the accusation of Mark Breland allegedly tainting water. Then people want to say, oh, Mark, we're here for you. That Deontay Wilder is so bad. He's just such a bad person. I mean, like, goddamn. Y'all niggas are hypocrites too. Y'all full of shit. You never even was fucking with Mark Breland, man. You wasn't even fucking with him. Y'all didn't mention Mark Breland's name. You mentioned the whole team being shit. And now the guy is on the outside, and all I hear is people coming up with this scenario. Well, you know, it's just reprehensible that Deontay Wilder and what he said about Mark Breland and all the water and making those accusations. His career is over. I don't know how many times I heard that. And we're going to speak on that career over shit. Because didn't Mark say his career was over? Was that a jab too? I hear people now bringing up what? Depression again? You bringing up depression, right? We're going to talk about that shit too, because the last time I checked, that's the same storyline that Tyson Fury used. So Tyson Fury can actually come back and say he was depressed, obese, a dope fiend crackhead, but yet people are trying to sit up here, a person that's not even in the media is coming back and forth, you know, talking and dropping interviews to 78, right? He's not even outside with the camera on him. The paparazzi's not getting any media, no adverse media on him. He's not up here acting weird. I hear people out here talking like he's a little punchy. I was like, what the fuck? A little punchy? So you accept Tyson Fury coming back and using a depression storyline at the expense of those people that actually have mental illness, and then you're going to just debunk, so to speak, or jettison Deontay Wilder whole existence, and with one loss, you're going to basically try to banish him from the sport and say, you know what, he's clinically depressed. He's done. You have people out here, I don't think he'll come back and fight. I don't think he'll ever be back in the ring. I don't think so. But I'm going to show you something, though. I'm going to show you something, because I heard that idiot again. I heard that idiot out here saying it's nothing going on with arbitration, right? And you know who you are. You know who you are. You're one of the biggest biased idiots out here on YTBC. You said there's no arbitration or anything going on, but I'm going to show you something. If that's the case, I'm going to show you something.
You know, it could be a jealousy thing. You know what I'm saying? I can't understand where it's coming from, and it's just crazy though, bro. And when you hear him talking about things like he was talking about, he was saying something about J. Paul in the water and shit like that, and
right.
the gloves wasn't tampered with and stuff like that. It's crazy how you can say another man. It's crazy how you can say another man did something that we really don't even have no proof, although we know what the deal is. We know what's up, man. But it ain't really no proof. But you want to debunk something that we have all the proof and evidence of. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. And I told Jay, man, I believe Mark did something to my water, man. That day, I can't believe that. He don't want to give me water and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, bro, I know how I felt in that ring. That wasn't me. If people understood how I felt in that motherfucker and what I was able to do in the midst of under all that pressure and shit that was going on with me, man, they'll look at me today and salute me every time they see me and say, champ, man, I don't know how the fuck you did it.
Right.
But, you know, people will never know. They'll never know. It's just my mentality in the heart. And for him to throw the towel like that, there's even more broader to it. But all this shit is coming around full circle, though, 7. It all making sense now of all the action, man. This dude, he been envying me. He been jealous of me, bro.
Right.
Been that way, but we just ain't seen it. And now all this shit is truly coming out. And I told Jay, I said, Jay, the thing is, keep your friends close, but your enemy closer.
Right.
But that's a subliminal message to me, bro. It's a catch-22. It's a double-edged sword to that. Because there's also truth to the fact that you must keep your enemy close, but your friends even closer.
Right.
Because them the ones that got the closer information, that closer to you, that, know things that going on. And you couldn't see it that way. And now that same man that you couldn't believe that would do such an act, is that same man that believed that you did that shit. Ain't that some shit?
Right.
That same man you doubted is the same man that comes and tells the world that you did it. You know what I'm saying? But even at the first fight, man, you know what I'm saying, a lot of my guys would come to me, because they know I'm an energy person. I feel energy and stuff. That's why I don't go certain places or meet certain people or whatever. Like, my energy is just, I'm a homebody by nature. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, though, but my energy says a lot. And a lot of my guys cling to.
I just want to stop it there for a second. Did you hear him say he's a homebody, right? So being that you don't see him out that much, right? I can say I've seen him out at special occasions to support his fighter. Tay Jones, when he was boxing on the card, seen him out supporting his wife Telly at her event. Seen him out at different places, at JD's local event in the regional fight cards. With Dion Nicholson and some other fighters that was contending on that. I'm just trying to find out what the criminality is. We need to find out what the criminality. I need to find out why is the host of all this burden being placed on one person? Where's the host? Where's the driving force that he ain't shit in society as a person? You know what I'm saying? Because you just can't take it for boxing. You can't say it's all about boxing and then you gather up all this freaking energy of hate and say, damn, we're going to project this on Deontay Wilder all because we don't like the way he boxed. You didn't like him. You didn't appreciate what the fuck he was doing when he was undefeated. You didn't give a fuck. That's real talk. You did not give a fuck. The only time y'all gave a fuck is when he got on the damn radio station and he said the bronze bomb is looking to catch a body. Then everybody ran. Cardio. Boom, start typing. You heard what he said? Deontay Wilder's a murderer. He was a murderer. He said he want to catch a body, he want to kill. They're calling up 911. Did you hear Deontay Wilder, the bronze bomb, want to catch a body? It's the same person. You need to do something about it. Put him on watch. Send out the motherfucker. Let's do a no-knock warrant. He's a danger to society. You know what I'm saying? People wasn't sitting up here celebrating the knockouts like they're supposed to. And it's hard to tell people, like, whenever you say Deontay Wilder ain't fought nobody, right? My question to you is, who should he have fought? Because everybody that's biased as fuck, they always talking about the UK fighters. But every time I turn around, they get knocked the fuck out. What are we talking about? Was Daniel Dubois the next? Because he just lost. Was Dillian White the next? Because he lost the Gainesville knockout. Y'all praise these motherfuckers for getting off the canvas and returning to the ring, but yet Deontay Wilder loses once. He loses one motherfucking time. And y'all sitting up here, he's done. You know I want to use that card, don't you? I definitely, I want to use that motherfucking card. We ain't talking about Tonk. I'm serious. We ain't talking about Tonk. I'm throwing that motherfucking card out. You know what card I'm talking about. It's some shit that's going on with people pushing narratives, and I do find it racial intensive. For real, I do, man. Just because people want to compare Deontay Wilder to another black fighter, that don't mean anything. You're trying to act like you support Mark Breland, but yet you don't give a fuck about him either. You're really fucking with Deontay. You don't give a fuck about Breland. You really want to fuck with Deontay. That's it. You don't give a fuck about Mark Breland. You didn't give a fuck about him before he was fired. You didn't give a damn. Look, I can bring up multiple freaking lies from plenty of freaking channels that wasn't talking about Mark Breland. But now all of a sudden, it's the reason why everybody want to point the finger again. Now you really have some legitimate. These same hypocritical cowards was sitting up here wondering when Deontay Wilder was going to come back and say something. When is he going to talk? I need to hear him talk. But then when you hear him talk, you take what he says and you shred it, you crumble it up, and you treat it like it ain't shit, and you dilute it, and then come up with your own regurgitated narrative. It's not even what he meant. But what you want to put out to the media is, I've been waiting for him to talk. But do you think he's making excuses? What is going on with him? Is he okay? Is he clinically depressed? Does he have medical attention? I mean, how can we continue to let ourselves get away with this shit, y'all? How can we be this way? I'm telling you, it's racism. There's a lot of racism going on when it comes to this subject with Deontay Wilder. Absolutely. Absolutely it is. Because you can't sit up here and have a man that's clear. It's clear, right? Clear on the outside. He's a homebody. You see him out in public. He say he don't turn y'all on to what he does. Because really, if I was in Deontay's situation, I wouldn't give a fuck to turn the fans on to what I'm doing anyway. Because they'll be like, oh, he clout chasing. Oh, he wants to show somebody he handing out turkeys to the community. Oh, he's doing this. He's contributing to the community and shit. But then you have to think about that one person. Deontay Wilder is one person, one man, right? So once again, we go back to he ain't fought nobody, right? But then I'm saying, who should he have fought? These motherfuckers reach back to old ass names. They keep mentioning the same fucking name. Why he ain't fought Klitschko? Is Klitschko undefeated? You talk about Deontay Wilder when he was 30-0, he should have fought Klitschko, right? Is Klitschko perfect? But you still bring up Klitschko's name like he's on the boxing hierarchy. If that is indeed the case, why don't you elevate Deontay Wilder too? Because he has less losses than Klitschko. Last time I checked, Klitschko been knocked the fuck out. He's been knocked the fuck out, y'all. So if we're talking about an old ass Klitschko, who right here and right now in this era should he have fought other than Tyson Fury? Because the only reason Anthony Joshua, we already know he's a manufactured paper champion. Kudos to Eddie Hearns for building up Anthony Joshua once Tyson Fury, came off the belts and became a crackhead. Kudos to Anthony Joshua for standing over across the pond because he's fucking paranoid right now to come back over here to the U.S. and fight again. You know what I'm saying? So kudos to Eddie Hearns for basically setting up, for him to be two-time unified champion. Kudos to that. But what I want to know is every time I ask, if you're saying he ain't fought nobody, where are the heavyweights at that he should have fought? And are those heavyweights great? Are those heavyweights great? Is Dillian White great? Is Alexander Povetkin great? Is Tyson Fury considered great? Because last time I checked, if you're saying Deontay Wilder is garbage, how can garbage be recycled to put Tyson Fury on the fucking magazine, y'all? How is that remotely possible to the most intelligent human being, man? How would you comprehend that shit? If he's garbage, how do you recycle garbage and turn it into a gem? The whole value of it was garbage. It has no value. So how can you give that appraisal to Tyson Fury from one significant win over Deontay Wilder and put him on a magazine for the fight of the year? I got to call the card. Pop! I got to call the card. I am. I'm going to play my motherfucking card. There's no other way to play it. You got to throw the racism card. Pop. Pop. Unfortunately for Deontay Wilder, he has to go through this shit. He's the people's champion, but the people aren't really respecting him as the champion, so to speak, for everything that you're supposed to do as a champion. You know what I'm saying? For a black man, right? If he was in jail and if he was even accused remotely of being associated with the mob, if Deontay Wilder was accused of being associated with any gang members, if he even promoted that shit, or he even gave a shout out to a prominent gang member in front of the media that the people say, oh man, that's so-and-so right there. He's in charge of this gang. They would motherfucking try to hang his ass in the media. Well, from what we understand about Deontay Wilder, he needs to pay very close attention to the company he keeps. It's not a good look for the sport of boxing, especially him being a world WBC champion, 10 title defenses. Why would he associate himself with gang members, thugs, hoodlums? Why would Deontay Wilder even settle into that? He's much smarter. But this is what people have been saying all along about Deontay Wilder. They knew something was wrong, and now we have it. He's a gang member. He is basically out here associating himself with known gang members. He's gang affiliated. Tyson Fury just came out in a documentary as being somewhat affiliated with the mob. And the only thing I'm hearing about that, check this out, the narrative. And once again, the audio is from 78 Sports TV, right? Check out the narratives, right? This is what I heard people say about that MTK Global documentary that came out. You know what they say about Tyson Fury being tied to the mob? Well, it's been so many people. It's been around boxing forever and a day. Bob Arum was attached to the mob too. Don King was attached to the mob. It's no big deal. But no. We're talking about Tyson Fury, the most controversial figure in boxing, what people should be talking about. We're talking about the fact that Deontay Wilder is free and clear of any association that would be remotely close to mob ties, gang ties, any of that shit. doesn't have a criminal record, you know, isn't accused of doing drugs, doesn't have any signs of being a drug head, but yet the people are sweeping Tyson Fury's association and saying that Bob Arum, this is how fucked up they are. Bob Arum, Don King, and all these other people associated with the mob. But who is signed? Who is Deontay Wilder signed to? You know what I'm saying? Like, why y'all didn't throw Al Heyman in there? I'm surprised y'all didn't say, well, Deontay Wilder used to be signed to this promotion over here. Maybe doing that promotion, we can link him up to Daniel Cunningham. We can link him up. But for y'all to just sweep over Tyson Fury association, it's just unfucking believable. Because if that was Deontay Wilder, the cross would be motherfucking lit, and they'll put him on there live, and they'll record that shit. He deserved every bit of torture. Record. They'll put him up there burning on the motherfucking cross. This what you get. Because that's exactly what you're doing in the media. I have never seen a person that is without the paperwork. That is without the paperwork. I've never seen a boxer of this era be, you know, have so much criticism placed upon him, all because people don't like what he's doing in the ring. And that's what we look for as boxing fans. We look for the knockouts. We look for, you know, boxers that have a certain style and a certain strength to their boxing game that's different from everybody else. So Deontay Wilder's frame is different. His power is different. But yet you're mad because he has a right hand. You're mad. You're absolutely upset. Deontay Wilder has a fucking right hand. He has a right fucking hand. A right hand, y'all. They mad. These people that's up here digging, man, I'm going to call it for what it is, man. Because, you know, the reason why I'm saying there's a whole lot of racism to it is because you're giving a pass to other individuals who did worse. If you're not sitting up here vilifying Tyson Fury and making excuses to basically accommodate what he's done in the past to justify why that's no longer an issue, then that's you being very prejudiced and discriminatory in your own right. You know what I'm saying? It's not your own right and your own bias. You know what I'm saying? Because when it comes down to it, how you just gonna overlook what Tyson Fury's been fucking the boxing community over? He was a unified champion, right? He didn't even defend a single title. Left the fucking sport, suspended, tested positive, all that shit. But what if Deontay Wilder would have been suspended, stripped of his title, tested positive for whatever, clenbuterol, all that shit, just anything? What would the narrative have been? He's a drug cheat. He's a drug cheat. He's a drug cheat, drug cheat. It would have been over and over again. He's a drug cheat, right? But check this out. I've never seen so many people attempt to discount these individuals who are drug cheats and say, well, this is the reason why they was doing what they was doing. Canelo ate bad beef and wasn't a steroid. It was a masking agent. Tyson Fury, you know, what that was in the past. He was, you know, clinically depressed. It was a mental illness. He's been looking pretty damn healthy to me. You know what I'm saying? Tyson Fury's been looking damn good to me. He's been walking around here strutting. He's on the damn Ring magazine when it should have just been Teofimo Lopez. It shouldn't have been Tyson Fury on that because you all said he was garbage. You said Deontay Wilder was fucking garbage. So how do you justify praising Tyson Fury when he beat a garbage, trash ass fighter? It makes no sense. You cannot get a high appraisal in your words and then you change it over and say, oh man, congrats to Tyson Fury. He gave Deontay Wilder a whooping he deserved to be on the magazine. He was on the magazine for Fighter of the Year because he defeated Deontay Wilder, who never was placed on the magazine, and you said he was trash. That shit can bias. That shit is biased as fuck, man. It's prejudice. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna bite my tongue on that shit. That's just prejudice as fuck. Real talk. You up here bigging up and babysitting motherfucking Tyson Fury when he's the criminal, when he's the drug cheat. But you want to instigate shit, especially when you have a nice panel and everybody on there delusional, and they want to push a narrative and say Deontay Wilder ain't shit when it comes to boxing. His 10 defenses. Oh, who is he fault? We can say the same shit for damn Anthony Joshua. Who the fuck is he fault? Let's get ready for the violin, y'all. Klitschko. Same shit. Who Tyson Fury fight? Klitschko. One fucking name. One fucking name, dog. Alexander Povetkin has been knocked out by Joshua. I mean, the narrative comes every great lose. So is Alexander Povetkin great? Like, who is on these guys' resumes? You gonna say Joseph Parker? I mean, what are we looking at? Charles Martin? Y'all don't give him no credit except for taking a dive in the second round. Like, who else are we talking about outside of Klitschko to compare to Deontay Wilder's record that you say nobody on his record, Mark? No one on his record, Mark. He fought undefeated Luis Ortiz twice. His daughter has an illness and sickness, but you don't get comfort for that. You don't get respect from the fight fans. You know what I'm saying? You don't get fucking respect for doing shit out of the generosity of your kindness of your heart. There's no damn respect for that shit. It's just this right here. There's all this black right here. People want to damn zone in on, right? Then he rematches Bermane Stiverne, the only man to go the distance with him. You know what they say? Bermane Stiverne had a sort of sickness to him. No credit. Then he goes back in here to y'all narrative and he rematches Tyson Fury, gives him the immediate rematch. Tyson Fury doesn't want to take it. He goes and fight Tom Schwartz and Otto Wallin. Gets fucked up in the Otto Wallin fight, fucks around in professional wrestling, and comes back with Sugar Hill, not the trainer that got him there. It's been with him. He changed his trainer to Sugar Hill, and all of a sudden he's this monster. He has this power. And he's everything. But he fought Tyson Fury twice. Fought Bermane Stiverne twice. Fought Luis Ortiz twice. I'm just trying to find out. When y'all sitting up here just having a moment, right? You having that quiet time. I'm just curious to know how much time it take to come up with another negative narrative about a guy who was the people's champion. You know what I'm saying? One of the greatest heavyweights of this era. You know what I'm saying? One of the greatest heavyweights of this era. And you say 10 title defenses, and they say, well, he's in the company of Muhammad Ali, and they say, he's not. So therefore, if I sit up here and ask about Muhammad Ali, when he fought Leon Spinks that was 7-0, people don't want to understand how that all played out. Because I've heard how it all played out. Wasn't that the third time he became heavyweight champion? And he ended up getting his title back and then losing it? You don't think it was any type of scandal behind that shit? I mean, seriously, you don't think any scandal was behind it? Because when I tell people, I talk to people that was there, they don't want to believe it because it's Ali. Like, Ali refused to go in the service. And then you get people over here. If I was the one that refused to go to the service, they would be like, oh, man, you're a traitor. You should be thrown in the brig. But Ali said that wasn't his war. So a lot of people kind of praise him more for his outside than, a little bit of what he did on the inside too. But we want to talk about the rope-a-dope, taking punishment on the ropes. Okay, cool. I'm just trying to find out how much time does it take to come up with the negative content on a fighter who hasn't been locked up, who hasn't been suspended? And let's just debunk the whole thing about he hasn't fought anybody. Because listen, I look at it this way. If it was some killers in the midst, right, in the shadows for Deontay Wilder, why didn't they ever step up to the ring in the U.S.? Why didn't they step up to the ring and get the job done? It can't just be the right fucking hand. If you saying it was a division full of killers and Deontay Wilder hasn't fought anybody, I ask you this question. Where were the killers? Don't say Joshua. He fought Fury twice. So all of a sudden, I'm hearing on these blogs that he's scared to go in there for a third time. He doesn't want to face Tyson Fury for a fucking third time. I mean, that's the shit I'm hearing. I'm hearing Deontay Wilder does not want to face Tyson Fury for a third time. Valentine, what's good? Salute. Thank you for the donation. He said, Breland didn't believe Wilder could progress. Did he stay for the check? Hey, I agree with that, man. You know, that's a good question. Did Mark Breland stay for the fucking check? If you felt that Deontay Wilder wasn't jump roping, he wasn't jump roping, because jump roping, in a sense, is does every boxer jump rope, especially in the heavyweight division? I'm gonna tell you they don't. That's the heavyweight division. Every boxer in the heavyweight division don't jump rope. But when I was there, he was jump roping. I'm just saying, when I was on deck in fight camp, he was jump roping. But anyway, he done hunt the speed bag. A lot of people have debunked the speed bag. So why you have a speed bag in there? What does it do for the, what does it do for the fighter? A lot of people have debunked the speed bag. And then they say, hey, Mark Breland say, well, Deontay Wilder don't hit the heavy bag. It probably was a point in time, right, that he did hit the heavy bag. But whatever injuries he might have had, fragile hands, whatever the case may be, I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but when you have undeniable strength in a frame like Deontay Wilder, God bless you with the power to exploit someone's consciousness, to motherfucking molest someone's consciousness. That's a blessing. I'm telling you, that's a motherfucking blessing. If you found out in life when you done slapped the taste out somebody, God damn, man, I got some power in this motherfucker. God damn. And then people looking at you like, D, damn, dude, do you know how hard you hit him? I ain't hit him that hard. Seriously, I didn't. I had an open hand. I just slapped the shit out of him. I really didn't have a closed fist. Could you imagine what I would have did with a closed fist? A period of his life, right? He was starting to develop a sense that he had something different. I'm serious. I'm not being facetious about this, for real. It's a point in time where Deontay Wilder said, it's something different about my strength. I'm not really bulky and shit, but I can, like a bear, I can slap the shit out of a motherfucker and it don't have no taste in his mouth. So when I do close my fist, crack a motherfucker, right? I have influence of that consciousness. I'm knocking motherfuckers out. I'm knocking dudes out that's in the heavyweight division in my era. So when people say he fought trash, then it must have been trash in the lineup. Because you can't go across the pond and say all the good fighters are across the pond. All the killers are over there. So why aren't those killers fighting Anthony Joshua? Why aren't those killers coming over here to fight Deontay Wilder? You say Arthur Spilker was trash, but yet when Arthur Spilker was getting off on Deontay Wilder, he was like, yeah, there we go. Oh, shit. Is Spilker okay? Yeah, he's still alive. I mean, come on, man. Real talk. Where was the killers? Where was the fucking killers? Y'all tell me, where was these killers that's supposed to be on Deontay Wilder's record? Let's just get rid of this shit today. Where was the motherfucking killers? We're not talking about the Klitschko's. Y'all need to stop holding on to their pubic hair when they was going about their business and bring in some new, fresh content. Where was the killers? Where was the killers? Every single body. Fury fought Klitschko. Anthony Joshua fought Klitschko. Deontay Wilder ducked Klitschko when he was 30-0. Where was the killers, bro? Just tell me, where was the killers? Because last time I checked, Deontay Wilder fought one of the top heavyweights in the game, Tyson Fury, twice. Anthony Joshua hasn't fought him once. Anthony Joshua hasn't fought him once. You know what's so special about his return to the ring, Tyson Fury? Is the fact that Deontay Wilder gave him a shot and ultimately put him over the top on his return from the sport, from disgracing the sport, from dishonoring the sport. Deontay Wilder was the reason that Tyson Fury is on the magazine as Fighter of the Year. Deontay Wilder is. Yeah, hell yeah. Let's clap it up. Let's give him his credit. Thank Deontay Wilder for stepping in the ring with Tyson Fury twice and allowing him to be on the poster because of Wilder. There's no other fighter that got Deontay Wilder on the front. It sure enough wasn't Sefer Fury. It wasn't Francisco Pianeta shot. It wasn't goddamn Tom Schwartz. And it definitely wasn't Otto Wallin. There was only one fighter with the WBC title that I hear blacks, I hear whites, I hear Hispanics. I hear a lot of people that have this negativity and negative shit to say that really don't make sense except the same thing. We didn't like his damn boxing, the way he boxed. We didn't like his fundamentals. We didn't like the way he looked. We didn't like his balance. You know what I'm saying? We don't like the way he talked. You didn't like nothing about this dude. Absolutely nothing. These motherfuckers don't like shit about Deontay. But make up a motherfucking thumbnail. Make up a thumbnail. And they come a goddamn scratching their way. I gotta get up in this. I gotta see what they talking about, Deontay. I gotta get some more content. I hope it's Deontay Wilder bash session. Have you ever seen a fighter in life, in this boxing life, that's not locked up or on drugs, domestic violence, theft, motherfucking tax evasion, incarceration? Have you ever seen a fighter that's absent of all of that, but still vilified because of him having one dynamic strength in the right hand? Have you ever seen a motherfucker that goddamn is judged as much as Deontay Wilder when it comes to putting Tyson Fury on the magazine cover? I'm just help me understand. Have you seen another fighter that the value of what Deontay Wilder was able to give is not being celebrated correctly? Because if it wasn't for him fighting in between Tyson Fury's 5 fights back, what I mean by 5 fights, I'm talking about the 5 continuous fights he had from Fury, Pianeta, Schwartz, and Wallin, with Deontay Wilder in the middle. If it wasn't for Wilder in the middle and on the end, the MGM Grand, February 22nd, 2020, if it wasn't for that motherfucking fight right there, what would Fury have if it wasn't for Deontay Wilder being inserted into the equation? Because that was Ragu City. Sefer Fury, Ragu. Francisco Pianeta, Ragu. Tom Schwartz, Ragu. For real. Otto Wallin, I won't put Otto Wallin as Ragu. You know what I'm saying? I'll say, okay, Otto Wallin fucked Tyson Fury up. And I'm like, okay, gave him a cut. I give him a lot, you know. He's not so much of a Ragu. You know what I'm saying? But all the rest of them, KZ, what's good? Jay, what's good? Salute. Freddie Jones, Wilder never beaten anyone credible. He's a duck artist. That's why everyone dislikes him. Okay, so if he's a duck artist with 1 loss, who did he duck? I'll wait. Who did he duck? AJ? AJ came duck. He cannot get away and duck up on Andy Ruiz. Who did he duck? You want to say he ducked AJ without reading everything that's in the contingency? Are you gonna talk about he turned down a 100+ million contract? The same damn public record bullshit they want you to hear. But look, there's a process to contracts, so you have to read. So you might be a dumb nigga that sit up here and just say, "Hey, 100 million," and you don't even know what the contingency is. You got to know what the contingency is. It's not just they're gonna gift you 100 million and it's just gonna say, "Okay, cool." You got to have somebody read the shit. I don't know what that means exactly. While the best win was a 50-year-old, I don't know what that win, because look, I don't know any 50-year-olds on this record. You have to do better. Give me validation. King Mitch in the building, salute to you. KZ said Deontay don't even cause any problems. He just goes out there and does his job, take care of his family, is religious, relies on his morals, and confident in the abilities, and he still is the most. And he still is the most. And I appreciate that, KZ. And then, you know, when he put on African garb, I remember when, you know, nobody really talked about him going over there seeing Pope Francis, right? You know, I mean, that really didn't matter because that was spiritual. That wasn't positive and shit. Him seeing Pope Francis, that was some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? People didn't want to celebrate that or get on here and talk about his visit over there. But when he put on African garb, when he took some pictures and said a king will rise and he was talking to the people, I heard black people out here talking shit about him. You know, I heard whites out here talking shit about him. I heard the Spanish. I heard everybody out here talking shit. It wasn't even the initial reaction that was helping. You weren't even saying, "Oh, that's cool, man. You know, he's representing his history, his ancestry." You know what I'm saying? You don't need permission to do that. People's out here saying, "Oh man, look at him thinking he's a king. He ain't no fucking king. You's a motherfucking hater. You straight up don't like him, period. So whatever clothes he wear, it don't matter. If he has trunks on, and he's putting motherfuckers to sleep, you don't like him. If you see him out in town and you're close enough, you the same nigga gonna be walking up to him and say, "Hey, champ." Champ don't know all y'all haters. "Hey, champ. Salute, champ. Love you, champ. Can I get a picture?" The same motherfucker on here talking shit. "Champ, can I get a picture, please?" Joey. "Hey, Tay. You know me, Tay. Come on, Tay. Can I get Tay gonna be like, "Nah, motherfucker. You a hater." "Nah, nigga, you a hater, dog." King Mitch, nobody ever gave a fuck about Breland, man. Nobody even gave a fuck about him, dog. For real. Nobody even gave a fuck about him. But now all of a sudden, Deontay Wilder get him off the team. He ain't on the roster no more. They all coming to his aid. They want to make it, "Oh, this is the core of it all." I've been knowing Breland forever. Man, I just get emotional. He's such a good guy. So you said this guy, right? In 1 second, I hear Spencer on Stamina for Sale say that Deontay Wilder might be a little punchy, right? But then he's talking to a boxer who's saying some dumb shit. So Mark Breland ain't punchy? So you say Deontay Wilder's punchy, but when it comes to Mark Breland, you understand you're talking to a boxer, right? Decorated amateur, gold medalist, right? But he ain't punchy? All right, I got you. In my cricket letter king, what's good, man? World Combat Sports, salute to you, man. Hey, man, I want all you haters in this motherfucking live chat. Go ahead, drop your comments. It's okay. It's okay. Go ahead and drop your comments. It's all good. I just want to hear something fresh. Give me some fresh content. I don't want to hear shit about motherfucking Klitschko. I don't want to hear shit about AJ. Because listen, this is how it all plays out, right? AJ got his ass beat. Yeah, he got his ass beat. He quit. Q-U-I Tango. Underline. AJ motherfucking quit. He quit. When Kenny Bayless was talking to Deontay Wilder, he was responding. Kenny Bayless was telling Deontay the fight was fucking over. He was like, no, I'm good. Deontay's mindset was to continue to go to war, goddammit. I don't care if I was behind in the fight. I have to continue to fight because that's what I got right here, right? And Kennedy was like, no, Deontay, they threw in the towel. That nigga Mark over there threw in the towel. He immediately went beeline right over the Mark and say, why the fuck you do that? He was coherent. Boom. Beeline right over the Mark. Did you see Mark? Did he look like a person that knew what the fuck was he doing? He's like a baby in a hot stove. Deontay, please don't knock me out, please. Oh. You see Mark doing this? Should I wipe the blood off of him? You threw in the motherfucking towel. You threw in the towel, shouty. But AJ, he has both hands up on the ropes, looking down left to right and shit, doing this, spit his gum shield out and shit. And the motherfucking ref say, you know English? No. Let's stop the fight. He quit. AJ all of a sudden is English deficient. He cannot receive the audible. AJ is like, huh? No. He don't know. He quit. Were y'all up here saying that AJ is clinically depressed when he quit from Andy Ruiz whooping his ass? Did y'all say he was clinically depressed? So if y'all didn't say he was clinically depressed, why y'all saying Deontay Wilder is fucking depressed? I mean, last time I see him down here in the A, he wasn't motherfucking sitting off in a corner. You know what I'm saying? With headphones on, with a big ass 3/4 coat, you know, trying to be in disguise. He didn't look like he was depressed to me. He came down here with his people. It wasn't no erratic behavior from the champ. He was down here looking usual. He was down here supporting. I mean, what the fuck are y'all talking about? And see, a nigga like me, I get on here and I tell you I haven't seen it, right? I haven't seen him do what you're telling me he did. And a lot of you bitch ass motherfuckers out here, y'all want to assume shit. Y'all want to assume that Deontay is this way in person. You want to assume that he ain't did this. But if I'm telling you, I've seen him on multiple occasions where he has basically provided family members with interviews and has showed that genuine freaking love, right? I'm a Deontay Wilder fanboy. And I'm saying to you all, if I'm a fanboy, you a fuck boy. Yeah, you a fuck boy because you continue to hate on one fucking boxer that gets all this energy. One fighter generates so much negative energy for what he did in the ring. You imagine that? We're not talking about Sonny Liston. We're not talking about Bruce Seldon. You know what I'm saying? We're not talking about controversial fights where Charles Martin may have cashed out. We're not talking about fighters who are accused of throwing fights. We're talking about a fighter who was knocking motherfuckers out. And for a long time, people saying, damn, he got the right hand. We want to see more. Give us more. And he kept giving you more. And then he stepped in with Tyson Fury. Y'all booing the man in his home soil, right? Y'all booing him. It's just showing how much prejudice and discriminate racist motherfuckers is out there. You know why? Because how you gonna fucking boo the hometown champ, right? This is the boxing community, right? How are you gonna boo a man in his freaking home soil, right? And you have a visitor who is a known drug cheat, a dope head, all that shit. He comes in there and making fun of all nations' colors. He's wearing a red, white, and blue outfit, and y'all motherfucking clapping, oh God, Tyson Fury, we love you. But y'all booing Deontay Wilder. I'm like, these motherfuckers are evil as shit. Y'all the motherfucking evil culprits out here that's sitting up here finding shit that pick with Deontay Wilder for everything possible. But y'all glorify a dude that's a dirtbag that now came out that he has mob ties. You know what I'm saying? He's associated with one of the biggest members. And then the people get on here and their justification is, hey, Bob Arum, he's been associated with it. What does the fuck that have to do with Deontay Wilder, though? Don King, he's been associated with it. What does that have to do with Wilder? One prominent figure that they had in this documentary was Tyson Fury. Am I lying? Am I motherfucking lying? Was Tyson Fury a part of the documentary or not? So I tell you this. What if Deontay Wilder was on that documentary? I want to remain anonymous, please. Yeah. A documentary just came out and they said that Deontay was a part of this huge organized crime, this organization. Yeah. I just want to report. I want to remain anonymous though, but I'm going to try to hit up a member of his team and see, can we try to find out his address, because he was on the documentary. So I want you all to, pretty much do what you're supposed to do. I think he's involved in some killings too. The killings was on the documentary too. Yeah. Yeah. Please. I give you all the information you need. But we saw Deontay Wilder on the documentary with mob bosses. Yeah. Okay, I appreciate it. Motherfuckers be snitching, and snitching. They'll get on here and they'll hit their avatar and they'll be texting an anonymous line. Deontay Wilder in documentary next to Daniel Canahan. He is involved with organized crime, money laundering, and let me tag Mauricio Suleiman in this to see if he can strip him of the title. Jesus, this guy has to go. He has to go. I'm serious, man. Seriously, y'all know damn well that shit will be what it is. Real talk. Fury brought one good heavyweight besides Wilder, and he cheated against Wilder. Man, you ain't never lied, man. This motherfucker, Black Star Sports TV, salute. In my crooked letter, man. Perez cut it out. So Daz Perez, I skipped over your comment for a reason. Jay Blues in the building. What's good? Vladimir was a great, credible win for AJ. Severn ain't a good win for nobody. Well, hey, if you're saying that Vladimir was a credible win coming off a 1.5-year hiatus, and you don't want to give any credit for Severn, Jay Blues, you don't want to open up that fanfare with me. I'm a wordsmith at the end of the day. Don't let me start putting shit together. Don't come over here with no bullshit talking about Severn one shit. When AJ sourced Klitschko off a hiatus, bro. We talked about this already. Even Daniel Dubois after serious eye injury would be back before Wilder and White. Wilder was in a pandemic. You got to do better, bro. You have to do better. What does that have to do with anything? How many fights has Daniel Dubois had over here in the United States? Him coming back before anybody. Who cares? Deontay Wilder fought one of the toughest fights before we went into the pandemic. His status in boxing is much bigger than Daniel Dubois. If he used to fight Tyson Fury, they need an arena. Bob Arum has even said that. Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder cannot fight without fans. You are temporary. You a motherfucking temporary. Do better. I appreciate you in the live chat talking stupid, but you need to do better on this shit. Who gives a fuck is Daniel Dubois? Daniel Dubois didn't even have to go through the damn punishment he took. But look, he wasn't even able to make adjustments. That's why he kept on getting popped in the eye. And then, like in the 9th round, his eye saying, "Excuse me." You know what I'm saying? I mean, come on, bro. What's the holdup? Okay, it's been out there already. Do your own research, bro. Do your own research. Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder, you think they're going to fight in Connecticut? You think they're going to fight in Connecticut, bro? With no fans? Man, come on now. Be better. It's good you ain't a matchmaker or promoter. AJ best win. Okay, we have blue cheese, no fleas. And I think your comment is about to be all fleas. For real. AJ best win, Klitschko. Ruiz. White, Povetkin, Parker, talking Martin. I don't know what you're talking about best wins. Once again, that K word, Klitschko. Oh, seriously, Ruiz, who has more losses than Wilder, right? You talking about the overweight Ruiz who couldn't even defend his title, who didn't take his the presence that he had to make history and defeating Joshua twice. He didn't take that in consideration, so he goes in there and loses. He didn't even defend the title, but Deontay defended his 10 times. 10 times. Martin, Carlos Takam, Joseph Parker. Joseph Parker wasn't trying to retain his title. He was trying to survive. Come on. Come on, man. Before White, Povetkin versus White 2 is on March 6th. You know, hey, kudos to them coming back to the ring. I was saying to myself, wow, they're going to bring Dillian White back to the ring in that short period of time. And somehow someone came to their senses and say, no, it's not smart to bring Dillian White back out the knockout like that early. But once again, I heard someone say on the chat, y'all, because I'm hearing Dillian White's name as being one of AJ's best opponents, right? Got it. So I'm knocked out cold twice, right? I heard this. Seriously, I heard this when it comes to Dillian White. When Dillian White arose off the canvas for being knocked the fuck out by Alexander Povetkin in a fight he was winning, he turned in the post-fight conference and said, you know what? I want a rematch. But you just had the opportunity to sustain your position as the Mandy. You've been wanting to get the motherfucking shot. You had your opportunity and you get knocked the fuck out and you get up. You know, at the end of the day, you know, if I go in there and I get the chin, I just get chin. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I want a rematch. I want a rematch. I want a rematch. And it's just have a lapse in judgment. Come on, Dillian. Come on, y'all. Stop it. I'm just going to skip over your comments, those of you that's putting the same shit up in here. I just want some more substance, man. You know, don't repeat the same thing. You're not going to get any airplay. I'll leave it in the live chat. Give me something different. You know what I'm saying? Daz, who doesn't want money? He's a top heavyweight fighter in the world. You expect him to accept peanuts. Talk to him. JT. Fighters sued by jewelers got more criticism than Fury mob ties. I agree. I agree with that. But look, this is the fact, right? People are now insinuating that the documentary that is public fucking record everywhere, people don't want to talk about it when it comes to who? Tyson Fury. They want to keep him clean. They don't want all that coming over here, but it's public record. So protect the image of freaking vilifying Deontay Wilder and casting all this motherfucking inclement weather on him, right? They want to say, no, let's just forget about Tyson Fury and let's talk about Deontay Wilder and Mark Breland. Forget about Mark Breland potentially, you know, his association with mob bosses and how it would be corrupting and convoluting the sport of boxing, which I always tell people, boxing is not about morals and principles. So why in the fuck are you trying to make Deontay Wilder out to be someone that's straight out of hell? Like, boxing in general has a lot of characters, right? Why are you trying to make him seem like he was brought up from somewhat the D League of boxing that was located in hell, right? Oh, let's bring Deontay Wilder up here. It's time, hey? Yeah, it's time, right? Okay. You suffered enough, yeah? And Deontay's like, I never did anything. I know, yeah, it was just freaking, you know, we had to find somebody. Your name popped up. You know what I'm saying? Where does it stop? No one chooses to want to hear people talking to live chat about this MTK Global documentary that's out, but yet they want to insert all this negativity with Mark Breland and Deontay Wilder. It's fucked up. I'm using it. It's racist. It's racist, shawty. If you're contributing, if you're black and you're contributing to ignoring the fact to talk about this shit, but yet you're sitting up here denigrating Deontay Wilder, it's racist too for you. Period. You ain't shit either. Because you have, what exactly is a fanboy? When you want to basically take up for a person that's wrong, and then you want to all of a sudden dog out the easy avenue over here. You know, the one that's an easy target. It's easy for you to go ahead and say what everybody else is saying. But he hasn't been stripped of his title. He doesn't have any papers from incarceration, even though the sport has a lot of people that was given a second chance, right? He doesn't have, any criminality of documentation or citations for domestic violence, assaults out in town, knocking motherfuckers out for damn filming him with a phone, tax evasion, having his cars repossessed, just all this other shit that goes along with an unsavory type of person, right? You're not seeing that from Deontay Wilder. But yet Tyson Fury, his documentary, him being in a documentary, people say that Don King and Bob Arum both had mob ties. What the fuck did that has to do with Deontay Wilder? You sound dumb as fuck, man. You are being extremely prejudiced. You're being straight up haters if you're not going to recognize Tyson Fury for what it is. It's fucked up. That shit is fucked up. Y'all want to keep on pushing the same motherfucking narrative. Y'all cowards. Y'all motherfucking cowards. If it pertains to you, if you believe you're a coward and you feel some type of way about what I'm talking about, then so be it. If you the motherfucker that's coming up with content because you're trying to get back at certain individuals because they are anti Deontay Wilder, then fuck you too. We don't need permission to support Deontay Wilder. Fury, the main one looking to leave a legacy and putting all that pressure on himself. That's why he always go to anxiety before a fight. What anxiety? He might be, in a couple of lines back there. They had to cut the camera off so he can, shit. That's why they had to have him sit down and carry him out, because if he would have walked, motherfucker probably would have stumbled into the crowd. So they had him sit down. Fury, just stay right there. We okay. Just sit. And we're going to take our time walking down to the ring. So by then you'll be able to, stand up on your own and make it into the ring. Because he probably would have punched somebody in the face. They hate Wilder for fighting for his sick daughter. These people are the lords of the low. I'm just going to let JT's comment just sit there for a minute, because this is a lot of what the message I'm trying to send to the people, what JT just mentioned. No one want to mention or talk about or reiterate or refresh the memories of the haters and saying the man started boxing because of his daughter, right? Who has spinal bifida, right? Every time you bring that up, you hear people say they don't give a fuck about it. That's amazing. You'll hear people say, I don't give a fuck about that. What does that have to do with boxing? But if you saw these people in person and you turn to them and said, fuck your kid, they'll be trying to gun you down, right? They'll be trying to fight you, right? But then when you say Deontay Wilder started boxing and he was fast track, people's like, well, that's what he chose to do. That just goes to show you that, he started boxing for his family to begin with. It wasn't because of the sport. So that's why he is where he is right now. Tyson Fury beat him. They'll come up with some bullshit like that. I swear to God. They would come up with some bullshit. They'll say, yeah. He wasn't really focused on boxing. He just came into boxing in the last ditch effort to support his daughter. He really wasn't full-pledged to come in here for boxing. He came in for his daughter, for crying sake. Have you ever heard some shit like that? They just totally ignore the deed, the character of a man. Wilder overlooked all when he gave Fury the second fight. That's the fighter they support, right? Wilder went in there and fought him twice. AJ looked relieved that fight was over. And Jay Blue, have you seen the evidence of Fury's hand placement in the gloves? He knows you'll believe whatever he wants you to believe, because he had a hook, line, and he had you hook, line, and sinker to this day. That makes no sense, really. He had me hook, line, and sinker. Well, I'm a grown man. I'm 50. You know, I tell people that it doesn't matter what you say, but listen, I barely got any gray hair. I got that little patch right here, but that's about it. I'm okay. I have all my hair. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm still able to think on some shit. I don't know what was hook, line, and sinker. Thanks for using that antiquated one-liner. You know what I'm saying? Because listen, if you support any boxer, what does that say for you? You're supposed to love the sport and to love the fighters, right? So if you have your favorite fighter, then what you doing? They want Wilder to be depressed. It's wishful thinking from miserable people. I agree, man. It's wishful thinking that you want that Deontay Wilder is an easy target. You know, I have to say this because, once again, I have to say it's racism. You know why? Because why is that not being placed on Tyson Fury, though? Why Deontay Wilder is now clinically depressed? It's discrimination, man. Why is he all of a sudden clinically depressed? The man, you was begging for this man to come out and speak. He gives an interview on 78 Sports, right? And people are fucking mad because a grown-ass man that you don't fuck with gave an interview to a YTBC media outlet. It's unfucking believable. I mean, do y'all not change out the pad? Do you just let it stay up in there and get soaked? I mean, what the fuck? I'm not understanding, like, what's going on, man? Seriously, what are y'all asking? Like, he didn't say anything after the fight because y'all use the suit and everything else, right? And then he goes period of several months, don't say shit. He comes back and does an interview on 78. Oh, why? Why he talks to 78? Why he don't talk to ESPN? Because he wasn't fucking with him. He wasn't fucking with none of the mainstream people. So then you have to go give 78 the view. You have to go check it out. Why? Because you got to get the content for which he said to go back and break it down and turn it into something that it ain't. So you got to go click on it. That's the fucked up part about it. You complain about where he did the interview, but yet you take his words, misconstrue them, and regurgitate them out to the media with extreme bias. Why did Deontay Wilder say this? Why did Deontay Wilder say that? Why did he say this? Why did he say that? It's no, oh man, I appreciate him for the champ, real talk. He went through a lot, man. That was a tough fight he was in. I commend him for not quitting. I commend him for not fucking quitting. Some shit like that. I commend the champ for digging deep when he said he felt the worst. He wasn't himself. He felt like Mark Breland tainted his motherfucking water. And if people really knew how he felt, they would say, God damn, nigga, you a warrior. You are a motherfucking king at what you do. I mean, people, they don't want to say that because they will have to give Deontay Wilder a compliment. You know what I'm saying? A compliment. So what is going to happen when, and this is another thing people are now elevating and highlighting, right? They're looking at the fact that they heard once again on this MTK Global documentary that Tyson Fury said, hey, I like to thank Daniel once again for getting me an agreement with Anthony Joshua for a future fight. Getting a verbal agreement. And I'm like, what the verbal agreement fucking mean? What does a fucking verbal agreement mean? What does a verbal agreement. Let me show you something right quick. Let me help you out with this. For those of you that keep on talking about Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, I just want to show you something right quick so you can shut the fuck up. All right? Because I'm tired of hearing this shit every day. Oh, shit. Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua is going down. We're so happy. Deontay Wilder, he's done with boxing. He's done. Every time I hear you motherfuckers say that shit, I say, you bitch made. You seriously bitch made, dog. Because y'all will do anything and everything to say this man is clinically depressed, and you're not even qualified to make that assessment. You're just saying it because you want him to be in that state of mind. But Tyson Fury, you give him an excuse. Well, he had to be mentally degraded if he was going to get on drugs and gain all that weight. I mean, it had to be something wrong with him, right? I mean, come on. Let me show you this, though. I want you all to see something right quick, because I hear this every day and I just hear people continue to talk about it. What does that say? That's Tyson Fury's box rec, right? 30-0-1, right? Undefeated, right? I want you to damn just take a look, zoom in to what the fuck I'm about to show you, so you can shut the fuck up about this verbal agreement shit. Tell me what you see right here. What you see? His last fight is Deontay Wilder, right? Do you see any S up there? Do you see an S up there? Just tell me, do you see a motherfucking S up there? Why are y'all motherfuckers up here saying the same shit every day? Oh, he has a fight coming up. He has a fight coming up. AJ and motherfucking Tyson Fury has a... What do you see right there? You see the last fight, right? So that tells me shit ain't that fucking easy. Something's going on, because shit. Tyson Fury hadn't even fought at the end of last year where y'all thought he was about to fight, right? He did not fight. And I don't see an S up here. I don't see a scheduled fight with Anthony Joshua right now. So y'all do me a favor. Can you stop talking about it? Because I know you're going to say the next time I show up, right? I know you're going to say, well, from what we're hearing, him and Anthony Joshua is going to fight near the end of the year. You know why they're saying at the end of the year? Because they don't fucking know that the fight between him and Anthony Joshua will ever happen. It's other processes that happen right now. That's why you don't see an S right here. We haven't heard anything official. But every day I hear, man, I just can't wait to Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua fight. I really can't wait. That's all I hear all the fucking time. And I'm looking at BoxRec. I say, I don't see any schedule. I don't see shit. People want to go at Wilder for being a scrub. He's a KO all his opponents. What the fuck, no help. Man, God damn it. Thank God for Jack Reese for saving the heavyweight division. Because if Deontay Wilder would have received the knockout that he earned in the first fight, it would have shook up boxing. But no, they couldn't have that. They had to have Jack Reese on deck. For real. If they would have gave Deontay Wilder that knockout in the 12th, it would have shook up boxing. Whether Deontay Wilder would have gave Tyson Fury a rematch or pursued to unify with Anthony Joshua, then we would have seen something different. It all depends in hindsight. It all depends. KZ, any and every piece of evidence I've seen, and it's all Fugazi. Well, you need to open your eyes just a little bit wilder and do it sober. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you're sober when you're looking at that evidence. Because some people, you know, they want to try to find out shit and they need an enhancer, a stimulant. And some of you motherfuckers get fucked up and then go online and just act like you don't see what you're reading. Well, they say Wilder, he did 18 years. The article could be on something totally different. He's so fucking high. It is a fact Fury's a cheater. Why people feel like it's disrespecting. And look, they feel like you disrespecting Fury by saying that he's a cheater when he is actually a cheater. Man, why are you being disrespectful? I'm saying the same thing. So why are you being disrespectful with Wilder when he hasn't even did anything close to what Fury has done? Man, it's freaking discrimination, man. It's corruption. It's freaking bias. It's all of that shit. All the words that consist of wringing out the motherfucking towel with prejudice, bias, racism, all that shit. That's what it is. They keep on hating on Wilder, man. So because you've been seeing suspect gloves before, that means Fury didn't cheat. I'm not sure what HLD said. Wilder was ridiculed more for words than Fury was being a crackhead and managed by a mob boss. God damn it, you ain't never lied. When they heard that shit, look, Deontay Wilder can sit up here and just talk regular trash talking boxing, and people run with it. They run with it, man. Especially when he made those bronze bomber comments. They ran with it, and they were sitting up here dry snitching. You know, crime dog. We got a murderer on our hand, crime dog. Man, they was out there throwing pebbles at the windows of the police department. Come out here, please. I just want to pass you this note right here. A murder's about to happen. A murder. Yeah, I'm telling you ahead of time. I know where he stays too, in Tuscaloosa. I'm serious, man. These motherfuckers up here like dry snitching like a motherfucker, man. They was making paper planes. Open the window. Let me fly this plane up in there. Read it. Take action.
That, and they also practice on their own aura, energy, and you know, speaking things in existence, law of attraction. You know, just get into a lot of those different things and come in one with themselves with meditation, right, and different things like that. So we all feel different energy. And my guys, even at the first fight, they were like saying, man, we felt more energy. That Friday, it was like he was acting like he didn't want to be there. And it was like when Chris gathered them all together, when Chris gathered them all together to meet up, you know what I'm saying? They were like saying Mark was acting like a little bitch. He was complaining, his energy was off, and all that shit. And then, you know, as you can see in that first fight, he wasn't even in the ring. He was out before the fight. He was out right after the fight was over. Right. Like he was mad or something, bro. Right. Like my guys was paying attention. And then in the second fight, it was the same way. His energy was off. He you know, he didn't really want to, you know, be around and shit like that. Like he already knew something was up. And then look at him. Now he running to the UK people doing interviews. And he did, you know, oh, you want to break your silence with the UK people talking about somebody else for it and whatnot, motherfucker. You did touch it. Right. But it's all good, though, bro. It's all good. We're talking about it's the end of my career. That's just only the beginning of greatness. Right. But for you, my friend, it is the end. You know. No, but only two scenarios come out of this situation. And I'm so glad that I won't die broke. Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, and it's just funny to me that right after, I don't know if you've seen it yet, but right after the BBC from the UK drops a documentary about corruption in boxing and MTK Global supposedly being a front for organized crime and all of this stuff that's connected to Tyson Fury, now all of a sudden they pull out, the same people pull out Mark Breland to discuss, you know, you. So they now you're back to topic again and not that, you know what I'm saying? Again. Right. when I don't want to be, bro. Y'all already know me for years, and at this point, I've never been different. And if I so call me out up on it, but you never see my action inside, outside of me different. I'm flowing, but my pattern it always changes, never the same. So I want people to think that they can creep up on me any kind of way, but you can't. So beware of that. But my pattern, I change up different things. But as far as the person that I am who I am. You know what I'm saying? I move like I move. I'm a private person. I'm very private. People that know would tell you like that dude, he just on a different. People you would think I'm weird, but people would tell you. He don't fuck with me.
Your champ say you would think I'm weird. Well, they do think you weird, champ. You was weird holding that belt for over 5 years. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They think you weird. Because something about that motherfucking right hand, man. It has too much power in it. I know y'all motherfuckers out there dry snitching. They was up there calling up Mauricio. Mauricio, test his right arm. I think he's injecting it with something. Mauricio, please, test his right arm. Something isn't right. How can he knock out our savior in Tyson Fury in the 12th round? How can he generate that much power with a right left and knock out Tyson Fury? How's that possible? Test him. Blood test, urine test, test his arm. I know they was probably outside in the parking lot. They was trying to find out the guy who swung that stick on Nancy Kerrigan back in the day. And they was trying to say, hey, you want to make some more money? We've got a big fight coming up. I need for you. You better run quick because you're going to get your ass beat. Find a way to go up there and hit Deontay Wilder in his right hand and run the fuck away. I don't know how far you're going to get, but goddamn it, if they catch your ass, you better not snitch. These racist haters will create any false story they can think of that will minimize the guy they hate, rep, and increase the guy that they want rep. They are complete idiots and know nothing about the sport. And KZ, I asked this, like, why are they so focused on a person who's giving you everything you asked for in the heavyweight division? Deontay was giving you everything that you asked for. He's been off a year. He's going to be off a year really soon, this month. And when Mike Tyson was goddamn giving y'all the knockouts, it was all good. You know what I'm saying? That was Iron Mike Tyson. That was all good. But Deontay Wilder's giving you the knockouts, and he ain't fought nobody. Oh, my bad. You said the same shit about Tyson. When he fought top level competition, he didn't fare well, did you? But y'all still praised the fuck out of him, right? Right? Okay, I got it. But he was in a different era, right? But he lost to the best. So I'm telling you, when you say it's garbage, find out the ones that you want to place up there that Deontay Wilder should have fought. And then so we can kind of debate on, is his record justifiable, validated, and everything above. Let's just take the opponents that's on his resume. Because like I said before, Dillian Whitehead fought Tyson Fury. Anthony Joshua ain't fought Tyson Fury, not once. JT, not wasting my time on trolls, not going back and forth with trolls. Hey, good job, man. JT, I salute you, man. Don't waste your time on the trolls. Don't waste your time. It's just 18 motherfuckers lost their life when they bust into the weigh-in and start shooting. 18 people, they started a gang war. Just 18 people went back and forth, gunfire, lost their life. But he's sitting up here talking about no record. Okay, I got you. Coach Chris in the building. What's good, man? Salute to you. He said, what's the dealio? You just described Wilder fans to a T. Coach Chris, crazy. If Wilder was tied to a local boss, they'd be on his back to denounce. Fury runs with the major syndicate and no coverage, no conversation. Yeah, man, no conversation to the point where people actually believing that the MTK documentary is conspiracy. Like, look, they had investigators following Daniel I mean, following these people for years. They had hidden cameras, all this shit, goddamn surveillance, all that. And that's off the documentary. And there's people up here that's not even talking about anything in association. Even Carl Frampton is signed to him. Wilder has been a topic every day for the last 2 to 3 years. The boy couldn't even adjust to a jab. You got that right. Yeah, you got that right. They'll tell us, right? Dubois was the next up-and-coming fighter. But like I said before, show me the killers that Deontay was supposed to be in there with. Just show me the killers. I want to talk about the killers. Because he fought Tyson Fury twice. He's one of the top heavyweights, right? So show me the killers. You can't say Klitschko for 3 people. You can't say Deontay Wilder ducked him. Anthony Joshua fought him when he was, kicked up on the couch in retirement. And then you can't bring up Tyson Fury's one of the most boringest wins, but he got it done. And he ended up lifting the titles and never defended it. So where's the justification? How do you give Tyson Fury credit? You can give him credit for the win, but can you give him credit for the win? Because he was dirty. He was motherfucking dirty. He was on recreational drugs, performance-enhancing drugs, all that shit. And not just from that, but from the Christian Hammer fight. Mitch say Dubois' ass. Black Sports TV. Did he too dumb to move his head? He is, man. Hey, I remember there was a point in time that Black Star Sports TV that they were saying that Danny Dubois, just like they said F.A. Jogba now, he would be the one to step in there and defeat Deontay Wilder. It's wild, man. Let me get back to this audio.
And he just quiet, all to himself, nothing around his loved ones and his family. And that's why I just, with this situation, it's crazy. So he was definitely part of what was going on, man. His energy said it all in the first fight, and in the second fight it followed. But many people can't see it because, we'll look at, and I'm all for my black people. I always speak about my people.
Right.
All the
What?
time. When others are too scared to do so and use their platform to do so, and they wait
What did he say?
we'll look at, and I'm all for my black people. I always speak about my people.
Right.
All the time. The energy said it all in the first fight, and in the second fight it followed. But many people can't see it because, we'll look at, and I'm all for my black people. I always speak about my people.
Got it.
Right.
All the time. When others are too scared to do so and use their platform to do so, and they wait on another host to entertain the crowd, and then when you say something, you heard what he said, they all for you.
Right.
But then when they feel like you done had some type of downfall or stumbling block, that's when they come out and show their true colors.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But, you can't break a king. When you're a king, you're a king. A king knows how to stand up and dust himself off and continue to lead because he understands that he has people that's on the outside as well as the inside waiting on you to get up, king, and continue to lead us. Because we still don't follow. We still march one by one. Hurrah.
Right.
And that's what it is. I'm a king, man. I know what responsibility that I hold in the world. And I know so many looking up to me, man. And I'm here. But this shit right here is just crazy, man. And I just don't know what it is. But I'm glad it came out. You know what I mean? It all makes sense. It's all tying in together.
Right.
I just, the only explanation I can get out of it is he was jealous of me and my career. I don't see nothing else. Because I didn't even have a relationship with Mark outside of boxing. Maybe that was it. Maybe he wanted to be closer to me. I don't, but he should know.
Deontay didn't have a relationship with Mark outside of boxing. So, once again, if you really don't know any bad habits of Deontay Wilder, then why exactly are you mad again? Why would you even support or be on the team of somebody that you saying that's done with the sport? He won't fight again, and he didn't fight nobody. Were you suggesting the opponents that he should face? I'm just saying. I don't know. Blueprint said, Coach Chris, imagine if Wilder had ties to Kenneth Supreme McGriff. Coach Chris, salute. Black Star Sports TV, and it's just a slow jab. I couldn't believe he couldn't adjust to it. Yeah, coming from Joe Joyce, it was slow, but it was easy for Joe Joyce just to line him up. Robots. Them UK robots, dog. Big Meech. Yeah, man. Absolutely. White and AJ weren't even ranked when they fought. Not only that, AJ didn't have a title. White was knocked out. He wasn't even fighting for a title. He said Dillian White asked to JT Meade that his corner didn't tell him. The feds would have raided his house by now. I agree. You know how many people that probably I'm going to say snitched when he was on the radio show. Them motherfuckers screen recording. They screen record the damn freaking interview and shit off the Breakfast Club. And they were sending them files, sending them anonymous. Keep an eye on this guy right here. I mean, they were snitching like I don't know what, man. They want him to go down. They can't wait the day that they see, Deontay Wilder in handcuffs. You know what I'm saying? They see his family suffering. They see him behind bars. If we listen to Wilder on 78 Sports, he said either way, he would die rich. He would be paid via arbitration, whether he gets a third fight or not. Hey, Shawty, talk to him. Shawty, come on now. Why are you spitting like that, man? Willie Lowe, is that from Life of Harlem? Shout out to Willie Lowe if he's in the building. Somehow, I didn't see his comment up there. Coach Chris, including everyone that knows him, for sure. Black Star Sports, he's so fundamentally sound, can't believe he couldn't just duck. No, he didn't have to duck. All he had to do was just slip. Use his foot movement. I mean, how many times you got to get punched in the eye to move? It's pretty much a done deal with the documentary and the former trainer going turncoat. Easy to see the con. Fight was definitely fixed. Easy work. Hey, man, I look at it this way too, man. You wanted the only person to sit up here and even talked about, the former trainer turncoat and the fight being fixed. I look at it this way too. I also, observe the fact that he decided to talk freely to the UK media. He had no problem talking to the UK media and talking shit and coming out, but he wouldn't provide the US media with anything. But some of the same guys that has association with the MTK Global, he does an interview with them. I wonder how much they paid him, to be honest. I really wonder how much they paid him, because Mark was talking mad shit. Talking about his career is over. Okay. These guys are shipping out tons of dope, selling guns, laundering millions. We're fixing a fight out of the question. Fixing a fight out of the question impossible. You ain't never lied, man. These cats are known. For real. They known. They known for corruption. 18 people died once they broke in there and tried to kill Daniel Canahan, right? They missed him. They killed one of his associates, but missed him. Then an entire war broke out, man. They paying off Spanish police and judges, but can't buy off the Nevada State Athletic Commission. Hey, man, it was some funny shit going on. There was some funny shit going on in February, for real. Just unfortunately, Team Wilder wasn't able to get the proper intel, so they can debunk that shit, man. That's unfortunate. Broad daylight murders, shooting up press conference, managing fighters for free, but above paying off a referee. Well, Coach Chris, yeah, what's so special about Carl Frampton? Carl Frampton is being managed for free, y'all. Carl Frampton is managed for free. Even though this ain't about Carl Frampton, since Coach Chris mentioned, he's been managed for free. You know what I'm saying? He's one of the fighters. And then the killings in broad daylight, yeah, absolutely. Chasing people down the street, yeah, absolutely. Jameer Herring also signed the MTK. Got to be careful. Well, that proves everything with Carl Frampton, Jameer Herring going into this fight. Jameer Herring is not winning this fight. Let's be clear. He's not winning this fight. He's not winning the fight, period. How do you manage a world-level boxer, pay for lawyers and accountants, and not charge a dime? True? That's a good question. How is that possible? How is that freaking possible? Gathering more content, I see. I don't know what to make of this one more cordial than the rest. I don't know what exactly that person means. God bless, big man. JT Daniel kind of sells. He says he sells Herbalife. That's how he can afford. He can afford to not charge fees. Damn. They say man sells Herbalife, dog. I might have to see what the stocks are in that. Man, Fury would never get his scary ass back in the ring with Wilder. He'll pay whatever he has to. He'll drop the belt. He's a complete coward. I'd rather him drop that belt. You know, I'd rather him drop that belt. For real. We just want to see him fight. If you want to drop the belt and fight Anthony Joshua for those titles out absent of the WBC, cool. But no. We're not doing this champion in recess, Mauricio Suleiman. Don't come in here and put Tyson Fury in champion in recess for no reason. So he can try to fight Anthony Joshua and then come back and fight for the WBC. Remember I told y'all that I don't want to see that shit, bro. People going to lose their mind. Don't do it. Come on, the con is so easy to see. I can't lie. If it was Cunningham, I'll do it to easy money. If Deontay Wilder was white, his story would be revered. Yeah, they say he's the best thing ever, man. He'd be the best guy ever in boxing. He's the good guy. He's what everybody look for in a boxer. Look, Deontay Wilder is what a lot of sponsorships and everybody look for, but he doesn't just fit the appearance that they want. You know what I'm saying? I say this all the time. I said this way back when. It'll be good if you saw more boxers on commercials. You know what I'm saying? To get the brand out there, to get the sport. But since the sport doesn't have a governing body and the shit's everywhere, it's tough because everybody's signed to everybody. You know what I'm saying? It's very tough to go out here and get someone that's a familiar face, a favorite to the fight fans. It's hard to go out here and get them because in boxing, it's branches everywhere, man. Everybody has their hand in the pot. You might find a fighter that's linked to 2 different managers, all because they're not absolutely out of another contract and they're signed with somebody else and still have to pay that guy a percentage while they fight. I mean, it's crazy, man. Well, let me know when that schedule. Let me know when that schedule happens. Fury, the underdog, pay everyone off, drug the man, load the gloves, get the trainer in on it. $5 million in bribes to make $100 million in bets. Damn, $5 million in bribes to make 100. That's a good turnover right there. That's a good turnover. Whatever to get it done, man. They willing to do it. Period. Fury can't beat Wilder without cheating. Fury's so confident, but won't get back to the ring. Yeah, right. Believe that silly ass shit. Yeah. You know, he ain't trying to get to the ring, man. He said he'll never fight Wilder. He wanna call on the people. He wanna call on the people right now. Wilder says so many bad things about me. I'm never gonna fight him again. So we can just overlook the fact on what Fury has said about people. So all of a sudden he wanna call on the people to come to his aid and say he's never fighting Deontay Wilder off of words. Just off words. Not off freaking low blows like Andrew Galata and Riddick Bowe. You know what I'm saying? Not loading his gloves up like Antonio Margarito or freaking Luis Resto. It's not that he scratched damn Tyson Fury's cornea and ended his career damn near because Panama Lewis altered his gloves. I mean, it was none of that shit. It was none of that shit. Please, Your Honor, don't make me fight this man again. What a bitch. Your Honor, they caught me on cheating. I can possibly get in the ring with him. Man, he's trying anything and everything, man, for real. What's going on, Michael Johnson Boxing Talk? Let me get back to the remaining part of this.
I'm like, I'm laid back. We talk when we talk, you know where to find me.
Right.
I don't know what it is for them to come out and say all this shit. And all of a sudden, you put another man under the bus. When so many people ridiculed him and so many people already doubted him and came on his page and threatened him and all that. Now he done opened up a whole nother thing about talking about this and accusing this man of doing it. No, motherfucking you. Don't blame it on nobody else. But it's a great time to do it because you got this black and white shit going on. And like I said, people know what side I be on.
Right.
But in this situation, I am a man of what's right is right. You feel me?
Right.
And what's wrong is wrong. And in this situation, the black man is wrong. He's wrong for that shit.
Right.
You did that to your own kind, nigga. But like I said, I'm just so happy that I won't die from. I'm so happy. And we wish well, bro. We wish well.
Right. Absolutely, champ, man. Hey, I'm proud of you, man. I'm glad that you're in good spirits and you're handling your business the way you're supposed to handle it. Because the whole objective of all of this stuff is to break you. Obviously, that's the plan, but it ain't worked. It ain't gonna work. So we got the boxing media and everybody else got to do a better job of stop letting these people control the narrative and change the narrative. The focus should be on this corruption in boxing documentary that was put out, because that's all linked to Tyson Fury. Everybody looking at you like you crazy and you making up conspiracies, but yet they put out a whole documentary. They put out a whole documentary about the corruption, but everybody quiet about it.
Yeah, but I'm sure many have thought, but I thought about the same scenario. Just imagine if the ball was on the other side of the court, if the shoe was on the other side. If the shoe was on the other side of the as far as me getting in the situation, man, they'll prosecute me, man.
Oh, absolutely.
You got that right.
Known in boxing in sports history.
You ain't never lied.
They've been all over me. We know this. Then you have physical proof. Yeah, physical. It's sometimes you just can't prove. It's just certain things, just like certain things you just you know you got enough resources. You know the game. But then you have the facts, the truth right there in your face. And then you have certain people because of that enviness, or the way they look at you or whatever, because you're so strong and brave. That ain't going nowhere, man.
Strong and brave.
All day. It ain't doing it but making me great. You know what I'm saying?
Find the footage you need on ArtGrid, made for you. The creator.
Of course, that's an article. I mean, that's a motherfucking ad.
Envy and then wait, and then want to express themselves. That's the killer part, but it's crazy. But I'm always in great spirit because of how my lifestyle is structured. You know what I'm saying? I don't hear nothing but positivity. I'm always around positivity. They say you attract what they say you surround yourself by what you want to become, and you attract what you around. You surround yourself by. I surround myself by positive speaking, positive belief.
Right.
So my receiving is going to be positive. Every day, I'm surrounded by love. You know what I'm saying? So, hating a king like me, man, ain't going to do people in the world no good. You know what I'm saying? I don't do nothing but bless. You know what I'm saying? And it just, like I said, man, it was a hurtful moment to just to see certain things you just don't want to be true. You hear certain things and stuff like that. In the industry, it's a small business. It's the industry short. You get to know a lot of people in this sport, man. It's nothing like this sport, bro. You got to keep your grass cut all the time.
Absolutely.
Keep that grass cut.
It ain't the enemy. It ain't the ops. Sometimes it's the motherfucker that right there. Sometimes it's shit crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just the sport that we in, though, man. But I'm in great spirits, though. I just want to get that off my chest. You know what I'm saying? Let that coward ass nigga do what he do.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? He a bitch. He a bitch. And then putting another man under the bus because you feel guilty. Man up. Nigga, you beat the crime. Man up. It's all good. Never love.
No doubt.
You never will.
Absolutely, champ. Yeah, man. But champ, you know, I'm not gonna hold you up. I know you're a busy brother, man. But you know, I'll definitely be staying in contact with you, man. I'm gonna rap with you about something else anyway. So I'm gonna give you a call, champ. But thank you for your time, brother.
Yes, indeed. Appreciate you, brother. Nothing but love, blessings, and peace, man. You have a wonderful day.
You too.
I'll talk to you later.
Salute, champ.
Peace.
Love, blessings, and peace. Shout out to 78 Sports TV for allowing me to use his audios. Salute, brother. Appreciate it. And look forward to the next interview. Love and blessings, man. Tyson Fury's getting none but praise all around the world. Who the fuck would attack him that would make him feel depressed? Man, KZ, stop spitting that fire, dog. He say Tyson Fury get love all over the world. Who will attack him for being depressed, dog? If Tyson Fury got depressed, oh Lord, they be coming, giving him care packages, singing a motherfucking visual outside with the candles lit. Jesus. Then Logan have the nerve to brag about it. Let's see. Racist fans don't care about entertainment they get from black athletes. They just use it as an opportunity and so and the mean. I'll tell you something that's fact, right? Is I saw a person that does media that was talking shit about a certain individual, right? And the same individual, when they saw him, they was kissing their ass so much and getting an interview and did a picture. You know, of course, I'm not going to drop their name and everything, but they was talking so much shit about that person, and they seen the fighter in person, and they was all about, you know, getting an interview with him, kissing up to him, and all that shit. It's just one thing I choose to debunk. If you have any fighter that you support, you're a fan of that fighter. You know what I'm saying? If you support any fighter, you're a fan of it. It doesn't have anything to do with fanboy. You're a fan of that fighter. So support that fighter heavy. If you really fuck with them, support them heavy. But don't say fuck other people that support a fighter that you don't like, you know, and come up with all these freaking narratives and negative connotations to deal with people and just push this narrative across just because it's one guy that he's an easy target for people to talk about. And it's not even anything, like I said earlier, it's not even anything that he's being rambunctious about. He's not out in public being belligerent. He's approachable. He'll take a picture with you, everything. But the one thing you're going to miss in the sport of boxing is what everybody was looking for. They was looking for that bomb squad moment. You know what I'm saying? And that's gone. And I ask you all, who's the next best when it comes to the U.S. heavyweight? Who is the next best? Where is the next killer that's the U.S. heavyweight that's in the shoot outside of Deontay Wilder that y'all can freaking clap it up? That's the person we've been waiting on. Who is it going to be? I don't care what race they are. Who is it? Who is the next U.S. heavyweight? Who is it? Who do y'all have y'all eye on? Who's going to do what Deontay Wilder was able to do? Just drop a name in the live chat. I just want to know, who is the next best? I'm curious. Because if Deontay Wilder is like 35, right? Sure enough, he's going to be retiring soon. Who is your next best that you believe that can give you that excitement, that entertainment value, and everything you look for in a heavyweight fighter? Who's going to be that guy? You need to think about that shit. When Nancy go hit, excuse me. When Nancy go hit, they didn't waste no time. They was running down the street looking for old boy. You're talking about Oh, you talking about what I said earlier, Nancy Kerrigan. You got that right. They was running like a motherfucker, boy. King Mitch said Frampton would put work Herring and outwork Herring and get a decision. Doesn't matter. Shakur whoops them both. And I'm looking forward to that fight. I want Shakur Stevenson to win. I want Shakur Stevenson to win a second division title quick. I hope he get a title quick. Seriously, I do. I hope he gets a second title shot, you know what I'm saying, at a different division and gets him closer to the lightweight division. I just can't wait. I hope Shakur said he's trying to unify the 130. I don't know if he's trying to become undisputed unified because it's going to take him much longer if he chooses to stay at 130 for all the belts. All right. That means he have to go through Jojo Diaz, and then Devontae Tank Davis is holding the WBA belt, and then you have the winner Miguel Burchelt and Oscar Valdez. So we have to wait till that happens. Lamont, what's good? Salute. Best 168-pound, DeAndre Robinson from South Carolina. Shout out to DeAndre Robinson, man. The Matrix. Shout out to Dominique Robinson Neal Boxing Academy. Columbia, South Carolina. Salute. Salute. U.S. heavyweight dead, unfortunately. It's not dead yet because you still have Deontay Wilder, who's an active fighter in the heavyweight division. So you can't just push him out off one loss. If you're gonna push him off one loss, you should have did that to Andy Ruiz, Anthony Joshua, Dillian White, Daniel Dubois, Joseph Parker. Now the list goes on and on. Charles Martin, Andy Konoski, who just was stopped by Robert Helenius. You know what I'm saying? I mean, come on, man. It's plenty of people that hits the list now. There's plenty of people that has one loss now that people are not trying to push out the sport. Dillian White gets knocked out for the second time, and they're saying, oh, man, we just can't wait for the rematch. You coward. You motherfucking coward. Because you want to see Dillian White go back in there knowing good and damn well that he fucked up against Alexander Povetkin. But, you know, Deontay Wilder give you the motherfucking strength. He give you motherfucking strength. I just don't like it. I just don't like the way he is. I don't like it the way he talks. I mean, get the fuck out of here with that, man. I appreciate it. And once again, man, people that showed up, individuals that showed up today, and once again, salute to 78 for 78 Sports TV for allowing me to use his audio. Salute. And you know, it's been a busy day, man, but that's the way it's supposed to do when it comes to boxing media. There's a lot of things going on with mixed martial arts too, but for boxing, I want to say this to the champ. You know, keep doing what you're doing because regardless if they want to overlook the fact that you enacted your rematch clause a day after and you've been in court fighting to get this match, and the simple fact of them not understanding what a quitter actually is. If you truly didn't want to fight Tyson Fury, why would you be wasting time in arbitration? Why would you just say, you know, fuck it, give me step aside money and allow Tyson Fury to go fight Anthony Joshua? I mean, there's so many question marks, right? That people are just ignoring the fact that you are giving them. You're giving them signs that you want to step back in there and fight. You're telling them, I want to step back in there and fight. This is what I'm going through. And they still looking at it like, well, it's not enough. But know your people do support you. Your fans support you. And I can understand why you may feel a certain way about these motherfuckers talking shit about you. It's tough to be a celebrity on the highest level, and you believe you're doing everything you're supposed to do, right? You believe you putting in max fucking effort for people to identify you as a good person outside of your immediate family, right? So being that we know that you take care of your immediate family and you do everything you're supposed to do inside your household, I can understand why you say fuck everything else, because that's basically what they've been saying to you. They've been saying fuck it. You know, they don't appreciate what I'm giving them. I'm knocking motherfuckers out. I'm giving them the truth, and all they want to say, well, he got the right hand. What's going to happen when he meet a boxer? So you finally go in there with Tyson Fury a second time, and they get what they want. You got back up. You finish the fight like a warrior do. I salute you, commend you for that shit. Keep on fighting. And I look forward to, you know, once again, seeing you step back in the square. I hope it's against Tyson Fury, because I know you'll get your title back. Or, you know, tell him to drop the title and go on about his business. But Mauricio, don't come up here putting Tyson Fury in recess so he can go fight Anthony Joshua. And then so they can come back and turn back around and you do some funky shit. It's not gonna look good. It's not gonna look good, because you already said that the heavyweight division is not gonna get the franchise title. All right, because it's more so for boxers who moving up and down in divisions. So therefore, if that is the case, just please don't implement that champion in recess bullshit to try to, you know, get that big money fight, to try to somehow manipulate everything to work out to your benefit for the big money fight. Don't do that to boxing, man. That's fucked up. I know you don't give a fuck, but in this particular case, if it was in the rematch, if it was in the contract, and they're supposed to step back in the square, allow the trilogy to happen, it'll be epic. A lot of people pay to see it, because you're going to have so many people in attendance. It don't matter what the capacity is. It's going to sell out, right? You're going to have so many people in attendance to see what actually happens. And what's going to be better is that you have an opportunity to get your title back and show the haters and naysayers that your career is just beginning on the backside. You know what I'm saying? Let's go. Danny Reynolds, big difference. Wilder was at the pinnacle of the division and pretty much lost to Fury twice. I disagree. Long as Fury, and I'm going to say Joshua, is holding any belts, he ain't moving up. And I like Wilder. Moving up to where? I'm not sure what you mean by moving up. And he pretty much lost to Fury. You know, that's just your opinion. But he didn't lose to Fury the first fight. You know, anybody can sit up here and say it's a draw, so I'm going to pick. Same thing they did Canelo and Gennady. Oh, I'm going to pick the favorite fighter that I like. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to pick the favorite fighter that I like just to go out here and push a narrative. And that's exactly what you're doing. Fury, let me see. He said watching the Super Bowl right now. Yeah, I'm about to get off and watch the Super Bowl. My team ain't on it. Look, my team's not there. I don't know. Look, any team that's named after a bird, they should change their fucking name. Hawks, Falcons, change your name. Because you ain't flying into the motherfucking end zone. I don't know. You tell me, Danny. You know what I'm saying? Do your research. You tell me. Because I don't like when people come over here and you know, ask rhetorical questions to a point that you're leaving out something big. If it was for financial compensation, well, goddamn, Deontay get paid then. Why has he got paid? Where's the check? You know what I'm saying? If you're saying it's not a trilogy fight, then what's the deal? Why don't we have Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury scheduled? Why is it not up their schedule? If that's all the arbitration is for. But hey, I appreciate everyone for pulling up. You know what I'm saying? And once again, salute to the champ himself, Deontay Wilder. Always support. Hey, those of you decide they want to support the champ, it's still time. Go ahead. You don't need permission. Go ahead, support the champ. Support him honestly. You know what I'm saying? Not just pushing these bum-ass narratives. You know, stop pushing these bum-ass narratives. And you feel some type of way about what I said, so be it. Just address me on my panel. Don't wait till I'm on somebody else's panel to talk shit about the same thing. Know how special Deontay Wilder is, because instead of him drawing negativity, let's start drawing that positivity. You know what I'm saying? How he's missed in the sport. He's pretty much single-handedly shut down the heavyweight division right now at the highest level until this shit gets resolved with Tyson Fury. So y'all stay tuned. If you wait on Daniel Dubois to come back, go right ahead. You know what I'm saying? If you wait on Anthony Joshua to fight Alexander Usyk, okay. But we all know what the money fight is. We all know what the big fight is. That's Deontay Wilder and Cheat Tyson Cheat Fury. We know what that's about. So y'all know what it is. Turn up and tune in to World Combat Sports.